Hey everyone, welcome back to the page, or to the channel, or whatever you're going to call it. We're here to do another reaction video. This time is for Little Women. Don't know a whole lot about it. I was a big fan with the one with Winona Ryder and Christian Bale. I'm not sure about this one. I don't know a whole lot. Let's find out what we got.
This is Meg, Amy, Beth, and Joe.
I'm working on a novel. It is a story of my life and my sister's.
Make it short and spicy. And if the main character is a girl, make sure she's married by the end.
Ow, Joe!
I want to be an artist in Rome and be the best painter in the world.
That's what you want too, isn't it, Joe? To be a famous writer? Yes, but it sounds so crass when she says it.
My girls have a way of getting into mischief.
Well, so do I. This is Meg, Amy, Beth, and Joe.
I intend to make my own way in the world.
No one makes their own way, least of all a woman.
Lady Bird,
You'll
Meryl
need to
Streep,
marry
okay.
well.
You are not married, aren't you?
Well, that's because I'm rich.
Would you like to dance with me?
I can't because I scorched my dress. And Meg told me to keep still so no one would see it.
I have an idea of how we can manage.
Joe is a lost cause. So you are your family's hope now.
I believe we have some power over who we love. It isn't something that just happens to a person.
I think the poets might disagree.
We can leave right now. I'll sell stories. Joe. And you should be an actress and you should have a life on the stage.
Just because my dreams are different than yours doesn't mean they're unimportant.
I have loved you ever since I've
I
known you,
don't
Joe. I
quite see her
couldn't
in
help
that
it.
role.
It would be a disaster if we
It
married,
wouldn't be a
okay?
disaster.
We'd be miserable.
Joe, I'd be a perfect saint.
I can't.
A new play written by Miss Jo March.
Women, they have minds and they have souls as well as just hearts.
I want to be great or nothing.
And they've got ambition and they've got talent as well as just beauty.
All the girls
I'm
are
so
great.
sick of people saying that love is just all a woman is fit for. I'm so sick of it.
She's very into the character. I don't think that was ever really book like that.
There are some natures too lofty to bend.
So, who does she marry?
Okay, I like that. Well, I don't know if I like that. I mean, there have been so many of these Little Women movies. In fact, I think if I read in an article somewhere that there's somewhere around 7 of them. And if you go to IMDb, you'll see all of them that are on there. It's a pretty long list of all the different ones that are on there. I myself was introduced to Little Women by the one with Winona Ryder, the 1994 version, which is still one of my favorites. I actually not every Christmas, but during Christmas time, which is right around now, which is probably why they're trying to bring this movie out during the Christmas holiday season, because they know that this is what people like. They like this type of movie, except this movie seems a little bit more, I don't know. It seems a little different. It definitely seems different. And so it'll be interesting to see exactly what they are coming across with this. Is it time for a new one? Well, 1994, that's quite a ways back. So, even though I feel like to me, the 1994 version is still so good, I guess it is time for an update. Although I kind of felt the same way when they came out with the newest version of Pride and Prejudice to the big screen. I was still really, I was still really much with the BBC version, and wasn't really ready for that one. And I don't even think I even watched it. I didn't even go to the theater because I was just like, oh, how dare they? Who are they to create another another movie? It's and it was really it was difficult for me to watch that the newest Pride and Prejudice, because it just seemed like it was truncated into a movie version, whereas the other one was made for television as a miniseries, and so they had a much larger canvas that they could use. With this Little Women, at least the only thing that I have to compare it to is another movie, and so it's going to be doing that. Now, what I think is interesting is that, now, first of all, this movie was very highly anticipated. Back in October, there's an article in Deadline that they talk about how it got a standing ovation by the audience that was there, and there was lines of people trying to get into this movie, and there were actually people that were denied getting getting into it. I believe they said it was the New York Times tried to get in, and the LA Times, the media members of those organizations, couldn't even get into there because so many people wanted to go see this movie, which I totally understand, because the director, she's huge. She came out with Lady Bird. They've got 2 leads on there that are just huge on there, with Saoirse Ronan and Timothée Chalamet, but not to be outdone by Florence Pugh and Emma Watson. I mean, now you saw my reaction. My reaction when I saw Emma Watson was like, really? To me, she didn't convey to me being an older sister type. Okay, she's always played bookish with Hermione in the Harry Potter series, and I guess you could say, yes, she definitely played like the smarter older sister in that, and I guess maybe that's kind of what she's playing here as well. But I don't know, for some reason it didn't seem like that. Now, it's been a while since I've seen Emma Watson on the screen. Well, since Beauty and the Beast, really. So maybe I will change my mind when I see this movie. Am I going to see this movie? Yes, because I do like the classical movies. I love, any of those period movies. I'm a big period movie person. So I'm not just about world wars or like that, although I am looking forward to 1917, which is coming up pretty soon. But this movie, it should be interesting to see, mainly because, like I said, because of Greta Gerwig. When she came out with her last movie, Lady Bird. When she came out with Lady Bird, it was such a big hit in the indie circuit, and everyone just loved that movie. And it's going to be the same thing. That's why it was highly anticipated with this movie. I mean, I'm not going to deny they got a great cast, great acting so far. Anything right now, I feel that has got Timothy in it, it seems to be spark interest. He is the guy right now that everyone is kind of going to when they want to add the teen heartthrob into their movies. And can you blame him? He's good, and he's got the acting chops. When I saw him in Beautiful Boy, I mean, he was amazing. He was amazing. Now, I saw him in Lady Bird as well, and I think that's the only 2 movies that I've actually seen him. But Beautiful Boy, I will have to say, the Beautiful Boy, he was definitely outstanding in Beautiful Boy. And he's also set to be the next Paul Atreides for the Dune movie, which will be coming out next year. So this kid is going places. I mean, he's gonna. I honestly, really, I think he's the next Leonardo DiCaprio. Really, is the way I kind of look at him, and that he's going that. Or, if you will, the next Christian Bale, who played this role in the 1994 version. I mean, he's got the acting chops. So it'll be great to see where he goes. Now, as far as the movie and as far as the theories on what is going to be going on in the movie, I will say this. I thought it was a little interesting. And it was basically why they, what was the need for having, And I think it was interesting the way that the trailer was doing it, and I don't know, because and this is just my theory on what they're going to do, because throughout the movie they were saying, well, are you, if you're going to write a story, make sure at the end she has to get married. She has to get
So, who does she marry?
married at the end. That's very important that she has to get married. Because if you know about how the original story of Little Women was written, it was actually written in 2 parts. Little Women, when it would concentrate on the women, but then it's like it became a big hit. And all the little girls, they went up to, basically went to Louisa May Alcott. And they were basically saying, well, how does, what happens to them? Do they get married? Does Amy get married? The little girls wanted to know, because at that time period, you're talking about in the 1800s, that's what little girls, that was what it was. That's what you did. That was what you aspired to, was to get married. And, which was interesting because Louisa May Alcott, she was never married, and it probably bugged her. And that actually comes across,
I'm so sick of people saying that love is just all a woman is fit for. I'm so sick of it.
It comes across because Jo is pretty much Louisa May Alcott. And it comes across in
I'm so sick of it.
That trailer of what Louisa May Alcott was probably thinking when these little girls were asking her that question. And she really did not want to, have that, because they all wanted to know, basically, if Jo and Laurie were going to get together. That's
I'm so sick of it.
What they basically wanted to know. What was it like? What was their wedding like? Da, 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 da. Well, Louisa May Alcott, she's going to have nothing, she was going to have none of it. And she says, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make her reject Laurie. I'm going to reject Laurie.
Ever since I've known you, Jo, I couldn't help it.
It would be a disaster if we
It
married.
wouldn't be a disaster.
We'd be miserable.
Jo, I'd be a perfect saint.
I can't.
And it's not going to happen. And she's going to get together and fall in love. I shouldn't say. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say. You should see the movie if you haven't seen it. And if you have seen the movie, you know what's going to happen. Well, like that. So it's just great. And here's the thing. I liked the ending. I liked how it genuinely surprised me. I can only imagine what it was back then for all these little girls to be going there and discovering, what? That's not. She's supposed to be getting. I mean, it's like Rise of Skywalker. All these people that are trying, this is how Rey is supposed to go get together with Kylo. That's just the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it's supposed to be. And then it doesn't happen. I don't know what's gonna happen. Who knows? I don't know what Rise of Skywalker is gonna do. But it's the same kind of thing in any of these movies where they start putting the fans. This is what fans do. They were doing it way back then. They had fans way back then. It's still happening now. Okay? Alright, so that's what I got. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Hey, it comes out in Christmas. It comes out in Christmas. It could be a great movie to see with the family. If you haven't seen it, I'm jealous of you. And if those of you, after you see it, hey, go see the 94 version, and then we'll kind of compare like that. This movie has won quite a bit of awards, actually. And I'm actually surprised how many it has won. From what I've seen, the American Film Institute put it in the top 10 films of the year. Detroit Film Critics Society, it won a breakthrough performance from Florence Pugh. Laura Dern won a Best Supporting Actress from the New York Film Circus. It was a Breakout Artist Award from the San Diego Film Critics Society for Florence Pugh. Best Adapted Screenplay from the Washington, D.C. Area Critics Association and the Women's Film Critics Circle. Best Women Storyteller, Greta Gerwig. I mean, it's getting awards, and there's actually quite a few that are still pending. I think the Golden Globes have come out, and it looks like it's Best Actress in a Motion Picture for Saoirse Ronan, Best Original Score for the Golden Globes. So, this movie is getting a lot of awards, so it's got to be the people that have seen it, they think that it's actually worthwhile. I'm interested to see what they have. So, hey, I can't wait till Christmas. Hey everybody, this is Will. Just want to remind you to like, share, and subscribe, and please leave a comment, because I want to know if you guys, what you're interested in seeing me talk about, and what other things you would like me to do. This is all new to me, but hey, I'm having fun. Let's have fun together.